Hello everyone, hope you're doing well. The time has finally come. The embargo has lifted. I can finally talk about the Grand Tour and show you more of what went on behind the scenes and in the episode itself. So before we begin, there will likely be spoilers in this video. I won't give you a full rundown of what happened, but I will be talking about little segments of the episode. So keep that in mind. With that now said, let's get into the video. The Grand Tour has returned for its first special outside of the country in 2 whole years as Jeremy Clarkson, Richard Hammond and James May travel across Norway to explore the wilderness of that beautiful country. With the episode ready to be watched on Prime Video later this month, Andy Wilman, the show's executive producer, talked to me for GrandTourNation.com and other press about what's to come. He was asked about how such a show was planned and whether there was a strong script or schedule that had to be completed by the show's frontrunners. This came after fans of the show had wondered whether the show was actually scripted, and I can confirm now that it is not. In fact, I can tell you exactly how they plan it. Wilman calls it a very loose level of planning. He says, "We know where we're headed. There's a mix of finding a big size thing, dealing with it." Of course, the major plot points of the show are planned. For example, there's a part of the episode where the trio race each other with their modified rally cars on an ice lake. Behind them, they're dragging professional skiers, one with only one leg, who are themselves competing while hanging on for dear life as the cars swerve around them. It's pretty insane. And he said, "We don't find those by accident. That sort of thing you set up in advance, but you don't know what the outcome will be." Another part of the episode sees Clarkson, Hammond and May build makeshift caravans. Yes, caravans again. It's a little different, you'll see. And they tow these behind them on their travels through the country. This idea was planned, but the presenters were simply told to go. He said, "So you work that in and you go. We will build some sheds, but what will happen to them or how will it play out? We don't know. We usually go with a sheet of A4 with bullet points, which for a 90-minute film, I think is still good. I can still hand on heart say we're still making this shit up, overarchingly." Obviously you need strong chemistry between the presenters and producer to pull something like this off. There's no chance you could create a 90-minute film with planning in the form of bullet points, with 3 presenters who don't know how to bounce off each other or set each other up for jokes and entertainment. They know exactly what works as a trio, and they roll with it. And he continued, "You could change Bake Off and get a new team in, and because it's Bake Off you're watching, as long as that team is good enough, you're fine. Our show is always about those 3, which means that they're central to it. Their relationship is intense and it's more like a band. They do bicker, they do get their opinions differing, because they're so much part of it. They have fallouts, and then they come back together." Andy also briefly discussed their relationship after such long careers together. They're just bickering or concentrating on small things, but their relationship is fully there. They're still happy in each other's company. I think they see less of each other. They're not as together as much, so it's still strong and still good. The Grand Tour Presents a Scandi Flick launches on Prime Video on September the 16th. You are gonna love it, trust me. Don't miss out. For everything related to the show and more, go to GrandTourNation.com. See you there.